Rudman, I'm the founder and CEO of ConsoleNet Limited Nigeria, and we're here at the Internet Exchange Point Nigeria, and we're going to be having a discussion with Mr. Muhammed Rudman, who is the MD and CEO of IXPN. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Muhammed Rudman. I am the CEO of Internet Exchange Point of Nigeria, as well as the president of Nigeria Internet Registration Association, the .ng country code top-level domain custodians. We'll be chatting more with ConsoleNet about the operations of the IXPN.
Okay, thank you very much once again, Mr. Muhammad, for letting us do this. It's a privilege because I know you're a very busy man.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm in the IT field. I know what an exchange is, but for the sake of some of our viewers, what exactly is an exchange?
An internet exchange point is a physical infrastructure that interconnects network operators, telecommunication companies, content providers, education institutions, basically any organization that is IP-centric, internet protocol-centric, that's with the physical point where it's interconnected for the exchange of traffic.
Okay, I think that's a very good description of what an exchange is and what it does.
Yes, because if you look at it, when you say internet, stands for inter-networks. So different networks comes together to exchange traffic.
Okay.
The physical point that all of them are interconnected initially was called network access point.
Okay.
Later it evolves to become what is called internet exchange points.
Okay. It's very good. Thank you very much, sir. So how long has IXPN been in operation?
We've been operating since 2006. That was when the company was registered.
Oh, okay. That's a while.
Around 14 years.
14 years, wow.
Yeah.
I noticed because, I mean, like, I think yourself and your company are some of the unsung heroes in the internet ecosystem. I mean, the average Nigerian just, you have on the internet, you don't actually realize that there are certain things have been localized, the latency and the quality has improved. But people don't actually know that IXPN is actually exchanges are the things that bring those things about. I just want to know, like, how, from the time you started, how have you seen the adaptation in our climb? More people being registered and the exposure from the people you'd expect to subscribe to this service. How has it been?
Honestly, when we started, the content, the exchange usually of traffic takes place between networks that are called eyeball networks, people that are trying, networks that have a lot of people browsing. For example, MTN, Etisalat, 9Mobile,
right.
You have people trying to browse. Those are called eyeball networks.
Okay.
With eyes, okay? Then you have the content networks. Content networks are the ones that have the information that people are browsing.
Right.
So when we started operating, there were no content networks in Nigeria. Almost all the ISPs just connect directly to the internet.
Okay.
So we started bringing in people to interconnect at the exchange point. The traffic, local traffic that is supposed to, that within Nigeria is less than 0.01%. We saw that growing over the years as we bring more people more networks interconnected. With onboarding of Google and other content providers, we reached, right now we're at around 60%
of the traffic are local.
That is local. So a typical internet service provider will push 40% of their traffic internationally, 60% through us locally.
Wow. What are the challenges? I can imagine from 2006 when you initially started, the kind of infrastructure you had. I don't know how well you scaled it and how quickly you had to do some upgrades and what have you in terms of the devices, the manpower you had to hire. Was your estimate, was your forecast, how you've grown and what your initial forecast was? Did it affect what you had on ground, or did you realize that you had to quickly do a lot of upgrades and stuff like that?
Not a lot of upgrade. Initially, we thought that we would have a lot of networks interconnected, but we didn't have that. the challenge was that even the big networks are not fully aware of the way it operates, because they are, by default, they usually just connect one service provider.
Okay.
So we had challenges of convincing networks to come and interconnect so that they can exchange traffic. Some of them have been asking me specifically what amount of traffic would they exchange, what is the benefit, and I keep telling them that, look, nobody knows the traffic, because we don't know what was really hosted in Nigeria at that time. There is no research. The only thing is we to have to take a leap of faith and just connect and hope that eventually things will happen, and most of them were not willing to do that. So in terms of take up, it was quite slow. We had only few customers connecting, and then eventually we had more and more people coming in. And one of the major challenge at that time also was lack of data centers that are carrier neutral.
Oh, I see.
You know, there were no data centers where we can co-locate and put our exchange. At the end, we put it in Nitel building here in Marina, you know, where the SAT3 is, because that will now make it easier for the telcos to interconnect.
Okay. You know, what's your marketing strategy? Do you have like a team that go about letting people know, or are there media campaigns for us to see the benefits of an exchange? Obviously, I work in the night. I'm in the technology space. I 100% see when I was working, when we subscribed to your service, we could see that drastically our local content pretty much surpassed the non-local ones, and the services was better. How can you increase your visibility so that more people, I don't know. Also, before you answer that question, you know, there's this empirical data about broadband connectivity having a direct proportionality with GDP. So is there a way government partners with you, or is there a way you can, considering how critical what you guys are doing is?
Yes. Okay. So in fact, the company was initiated by a Nigerian Communications Commission. They provided the seed funding for it to take off. Okay. And right now we are partnering with government towards the provision of the links between different exchanges in different locations, because we have an exchange point in Abuja, in Port Harcourt, in Kano, in Enugu, you know, trying to reach the 6 geopolitical zones. So what government assists us with is to provide the interconnectivity between those exchanges. That is the NCC. So of course we are collaborating with government. For your first question, in terms of marketing and awareness, we do that, but generally because we are not targeting the general Nigerian citizens, because there is not something that we sell to the public. What we sell is to the network. Exactly, it's to the network operators, and usually those network operators have an identity on the internet called autonomous system number that they usually get from Afrinic and other regional internet registries. So what we do is we look out for those networks and market to them directly.
Oh, I see. So it's a more streamlined marketing approach.
Exactly.
I see what you mean, because these are the people you end up
connecting. So that's why we don't do much publicity, even though substantial part of Nigeria's traffic is passing through us. A lot of people are not aware of what we're doing.
Okay, so you mentioned having pops in all the political zones. Obviously, we have in Lagos here, and I can imagine Lagos being where it is. I'm sure it's the busiest.
Of course, correct.
After Lagos, which one would you say is the next?
It's Abuja.
It's Abuja,
of course.
Okay. Now, I'm guessing your strategy is to get a lot of these content providers to also pair with you in Abuja.
Correct.
So should there be people in that region who wants to take advantage, they'll just pair with them? Because I would imagine getting the interstate connection riding on telcos would be really, really challenging.
Of course.
Considering the fact that your kind of service, from my experience, the traffic you can pull today and next week, it's unpredictable.
Correct.
So
it's one of the challenges, of course, is the cost of the transmission capacity within Nigeria is quite expensive, and we are trying to localize and drop the cost of